Hey everybody. Uh see there's 5 people in here. All right. We got a small group going on. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? All right. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Savannah. So we'll just probably wait a few more seconds, let some more people join. We'll see how big this chat group gets. So good day in the markets today. Some stocks were up. I think Arcimoto had a good showing today. Arcimoto was up like 10%, I think. They were on Fox Business News, and I think a lot of people took positive news on that one. All right. So some things I want to talk about is so Tesla stock split. I made a video about it. I think a couple of days ago, and so there's no news that people are going to do that they're going to do a stock split. And I got a lot of comments on that stock split situation. And I guess a lot of international folks don't have access to fractional shares, and so those folks would definitely benefit from a stock split. Because $1,400 to put down, for a beginning investor is a lot of money just to put down to get one share of a stock. So I could understand like a lot of international brokers aren't able to get the fractional shares. But in the states, I guess we're a lot luckier that we have, because pretty much every single platform that I use, you're able to buy fractional shares of Tesla. And so if the stock does split, like I said, I think they'll do a 10-to-1. They no, well, so I'm not saying that the stock is splitting. This is just me talking. So I'm thinking if the stock does split, they should do a 10-to-1 stock split. And the reason why is because we want to bring that price down to about $100. And so right now, I think they're trading at pretty much $1,500. So divide that by 10, they'll be trading in the $100 range. And so that kind of brings it in line with what Apple is at, because if Apple does a stock split right now, they're doing a 4-to-1 stock split, and that brings down their stock price to about I think will be about 110, 104, something like that. I'm not sure what Apple is at today, but basically it'll bring it down to that $100 range, and I think it's more palatable for beginner investors to buy into a stock at $100. The people that don't have access to fractional shares, and so what will happen is, since more investors, more smaller investors will be able to get into Tesla, it would naturally bring up Tesla's price, because more people will be able to get into it. But like I had some comments that people are thinking that just because they do if they do a stock split, the stock is going to like skyrocket or something, and I don't think that's true. I think they might get a little bump if they do a stock split, but I don't see it like a massive skyrocketing situation if they do a stock split. So let's look in the chat. So Square. Oh my God, Square is up 10% after hours. I think they're reporting tomorrow their numbers, and Square, Square is one of those. I was watching them when it was about like $90 to $100, and I just kept on watching, hoping it would go down with this whole illness 19 situation. A lot of small businesses, Square is targeting small businesses, right? A lot of them use Square, and you figure that a lot of small businesses are closed, they're hurting, and Square stock is bound to go down. Yeah, boy, was I wrong on that one. I just been waiting and waiting for it to go down, and it just never went down. I was watching this thing at about $90 to $100, and I think today when it went up after hours to, I think, was 140. Let me look at Square real quick. I think it's like 140. Yeah, so 136, 150. Oh my God, 150 after hours. Unbelievable. It one one of those things that you know the stock is good, you know the company is good, you love the company, you use the products, and you just never get in, and then you kick yourself after. So I did buy Square. It was like it took a dip at like 119, and I bought one share of Square just so I could keep my eye on it, and it never dropped back to 119. It just pretty much kept on going up. So now, like, I don't know. I want to wait for a little pullback before I put any more money into Square. But I definitely use Square, and I used Cash App. I love Cash App, and I think that's their bread and butter. Cash App. That is what's going to make them a lot of money moving into the future. I think they will be able to overtake. I guess the next popular one is Venmo. Oh my God, Savannah, Square at 100. Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know these things. Like, I just think Square is going to be massive in the next 3 to 5 years, as more people adopt it and more people use it. They're really building an ecosystem. They're building an ecosystem where your employer can essentially pay you on the Square app, and then you could spend on the Square app and on the Cash app, and therefore the money never leaves the Square ecosystem, the Cash app ecosystem, and that's the biggest thing. That's the secret is, if the money never leaves in the eyes of Square, that money is still there, because it's not like what you people do now is typically, you get paid into your checking account, and then maybe you swipe a credit card, and then the money transfers from one bank to another bank, and then you might pay off your credit card with a different bank, so it's always changing banks. But if Square is able to keep the money into the Cash App system, where your employer, they pay you your salary into the Cash App. When you buy something from a store, they use Square, so the money never leaves the ecosystem. So in Square's eyes, that money is always there. So the money never leaves, and they could take that money and invest it in something else. So if the money never leaves the ecosystem, that is key. That is where Cash App and Square is going to have massive growth. um, oh yeah, and Square is also doing crypto. Jack Dorsey is big into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin. It's one of those things. Is like a security blanket. If all these governments, you know, basically just destroy the economy, you have something to fall back on, and so that is what is good about Bitcoin, and I'm really starting to see that. I'm really starting to consider that, with what's going on with with all this unlimited spending, unlimited printing of money. Uh, the Bitcoin is a good backup, just to have something invested in Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's look through. Big fanboy of Square and AMD. Yeah, absolutely AMD. Oh my God. AMD is another one. Intel was down to what, I think 46, $47. I was looking to get Intel if it drops down into maybe like $45 range, just because there's some value there. But definitely AMD is just destroying Intel right now. Yeah, Square going international, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Square is I think Square is available in Europe, I believe, or at least some countries in Europe. How's it going, Ali Amar? What's up? So I want to talk about a few things. So I already talked about the Tesla possible split. So again, that's just me saying there's no there's no news out there that Tesla is splitting. So don't take that as news. So I already talked about that. If you didn't get in, just listen to the playback of my opinion on Tesla stock split and what they should do. Next thing I want to talk about is I want to do this giveaway. I've been saying in all my videos. I finally been monetized. It's been like I think 6 months since I started this channel, and a lot of hard work, a lot of hours editing videos, researching videos, and just putting out videos for you guys. And really appreciate you guys that come to my channel and find some value. So I want to give back. I want to share the love. So I was going to give away a pair of Tesla short shorts. And so I ordered those things like the day that it was announced, and I don't know if anybody has gotten those short shorts yet. But I got an email saying that they won't be in until like the fall. So as soon as I get them, oh yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the super chat, Sakura Chan. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So when I get those Tesla short shorts in, I'm going to be giving away a pair of Tesla short shorts. Completely free shipping, everything. For my international folks, we'll work something out. I mean, if the shipping is under $10, I'll be happy to cover it. So we'll work something out for my international viewers. But I need some ideas of how I'm going to do this drawing, because I've been thinking I want to give. Obviously, you have to be a subscriber, so I'll have to look through my subscriber list. But I'm not sure how I can do it. I was thinking doing a random number generator, and I'll do it live like this, and I'll be able to do a random number generator on Google or something, and then generate a random number, and then I was thinking if we could just select somebody that has commented on my videos, it'll be whatever number. I mean, that's just kind of the things that floating around in my head, but I'm just trying to figure out a good way and a fair way to just do this giveaway. So if you guys have any ideas, put it in the comments, or put it in the live stream. I'll read over it. Make sure I read over. If you guys have any ideas how I could do this giveaway as fair and as transparent as possible. Yeah, I can do a random number generator. Yeah, exactly. I was looking into doing a random number generator. So yeah, so I think I'll do that, like a random number generator, and then it'll be like whatever video that I do, it will be the comments, like whoever is comment number 500, comment number like 20 or something, whatever the random number generates, that will be the winner of the giveaway. I think that's pretty transparent, so I think I'll do that. But yeah, if you have any other ideas of how best to do that giveaway, make sure you just let me know on the chat. Just leave a comment there. So yeah, anything else people want to talk about? Nikola. Yeah, so let's talk about Nikola. I don't know if you guys heard the conference call today, but oh man, I think Nikola took a beating. Best short picks wins. Good idea. Yeah, so people should send in pictures of themselves in some shorts, and then we'll probably do a giveaway based on those shorts. So Nikola, oh my gosh, did you guys listen to the Nikola conference call today? Geez, their stock is down 17.48% after hours today, down to $32.05. It seems like the more Nikola talks, the more their stock is crashing. So on the conference call, they asked about the Badger. So they asked exactly how many reservations for the Badger, and then the CEO starts talking about the backstory about the Badger, how Nikola had this concept, but they didn't release it. They were never planning to release the truck, but then they saw the Cybertruck release, and they saw a lot of people are interested in the Cybertruck, and then that is when the only time that they actually put it on their website for people to see if they have any interest. So they weren't even planning to release this truck. They just had a concept, and they didn't show the world. They didn't even talk about it. And supposedly this is what the CEO said, is after the Cybertruck was announced and shown, then they were like, oh look, there people want this truck, so let's release ours. And then they said they had, what was it, like 8,900 people that were interested that signed up for it. And then then they said, oh, so you have 8,900 reservations? Like was there like $200 reservations? And they said, oh, no, 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 no. Those are just people that signed up, saying that they're interested in it, but it has nothing to do with people that actually put a pre-order down. And they were supposed to release those pre-order numbers, how many people actually put money down for their Badger truck. And so like everything that was asked, there's like, oh, we have to wait till Nikola World in December. We have to wait till Nikola World in December. So no, it's just, I mean, if you're investing in a company and you have numbers on reservations, as an investor, I want to know what those numbers are. I want, and they won't release those numbers. They just keep on pushing it back to Nikola. You have to wait till Nikola World. So I don't know. Nikola is just, it's like the more they talk, the worse the stock does. And so they didn't beat. They missed their expectations. They lost more money, burning more money than they were expected to burn. So yeah, their stock crashed. What was it? What did I say? 17%. So yeah, 17.48% now after hours. Paul Costa. So Tesla stock split. I already talked about that. Check out the replay of this video. They didn't announce that they're going to do a stock split, but I was just giving my opinion on what the stock split should be if they do a stock split. Let me see. MD student, hey, welcome. Let's see. What do you say? Trevor Milton will send you a pic of his short shorts. Yeah, that'd be nice. Womp womp. Yeah. So let's talk about Workhorse. All right, yeah, Workhorse. So Workhorse stock was down today. Not a surprise. I put out the video. What I think it was Monday or Sunday about Workhorse. It was really well received. I think I have like over 7,000 views on that right now. So appreciate everyone that watched that video. So Workhorse stock was down 10% on the day and another 0.23% after hours. Not surprised at all. People are taking profits. Workhorse was floating around like $13 to $14 for a long time. So a lot of people were patient waiting for that pop, and I think it popped up to $20. So yeah, a lot of people took profits. Probably just took profits and bought in again at a lower price. So that's what traders like to do. So I'm not surprised that I'm not surprised that people took profits. And when people take profits, the stock is going to correct. But I'm waiting for Workhorse to see if it drops down into the 15, 16 again, and I'll be picking up more shares because I never actually completed my purchase of Workhorse. I was waiting for it to be in the 14s before, but it might not drop down to the 14s anymore. So possibly 15s, maybe 16s. I'll be picking up more shares in that range. People are taking profits, and that's why the stock basically corrected. So that's Workhorse. They obviously Lordstown announced that they're going to be public with Diamond Peak. And of course, Workhorse owns 10% of Lordstown, and so they also are able to take royalties for every single endurance truck that gets manufactured. So the rumor is that, or the thinking is that, if Workhorse gets this USPS contract, they're going to need help producing those trucks for the USPS, and it will probably be outsourced to Lordstown. So that's the deal with that. And Lordstown already has this GM factory that they've been retooling, renovating, and so that's the other thing about why I like Lordstown a lot better than I do Nikola, for example, because Lordstown actually has a factory and a proven factory. A factory that's, I think, it's capable of doing, I think it's like 600,000 vehicles. So they already have a factory that is capable of producing, and has proven that it's been capable of producing vehicles. So I believe in Lordstown a lot more than I do in Nikola, for sure. The fact that they don't have a factory built yet. All right, let me read some comments. Zach Caslow. Does it make sense to buy a call for Shell, LCA, or any other SPAC at this point, knowing the merger happens in September? Would you put a call for January for DPHC if available? So it's kind of tricky. Personally, I do have a call on Tortoise, but my call is like 2 years out, I believe. I like to buy. I like to buy far out calls, like as far out as I can go. Number one, the premium is a little bit cheaper, and I have a lot more time for the price to go up to my strike price, and I'm more flexible because if it goes up at all, I'm going to make money on it. It doesn't necessarily have to hit the strike price for me to make money on it. So I personally, so I don't do a lot of calls. Full transparency, I'm pretty beginner when it comes to options, but I do have a few options. I have some call options on Spotify. I have call options on Shell, and so, like I said, I like to buy far out, so I have plenty of time for the volatility to work its way out. So personally, I do buy calls, but I buy them far out. I don't buy them like just after the merger date, because most likely it'll go up, but I don't see a point in buying it so close, because number one, you're going to pay a higher premium, and number two, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why I buy calls further out. So hope that helps. Let's see, horse and shorts. Yeah, William Martinez, thanks for that. LCA thoughts, price target when the merger hits. Oh yeah, so LCA. So LCA, right now it is dropping pretty much with all the SPACs. It's been like a bloodbath for SPACs, right? What is LCA today? So LCA is at $11.86, actually up today, 4%. So LCA, LCA is tricky because they're only available pretty much in 2 states. It's going to be Michigan in 2021, probably Indiana sometime in 2021, and of course in New Jersey currently. So it's difficult because if it was open, for more states, definitely you're going to see a lot of revenue come in. The fact that it's only 2 states right now, probably 3 states by the time 2021 rolls out, that's the tricky part. But personally, I have, I think, about 2 or 3 grand in LCA, and I have them at what I think $14 or $15, and so I have them pretty high, and I'm just holding on to them. I mean, I think by the time the merger happens, it's going to be in the money for sure. How far in the money? I can't say. It's tricky. It is a more casino gaming. They do sports betting, but you see like DraftKings and sports is right now. It's with the whole illness situation, those DraftKings and whatnot is not doing too well. But LCA is more, Golden Nugget is more online casino gaming. So it's kind of a different market, although they do have sports betting. So, that's my brief thoughts about LCA. Price target, like I said, it's just too hard to predict. I do see after the merger, probably be in the 20s at least, and by the time that happens, I'll be green on that, so I'm okay. That's my thoughts. Let's see, another question. Ali Anwar, what do you forecast Tesla stock will be in late 2024? ARK Invest thinks will be around 4,000. Wow. Yeah, so it all depends on the self-driving. So thanks for the question, Ali. I think it all depends on the self-driving. That's the key. If self-driving is here, and even if it doesn't get regulators approval, but they're able to release, the self-driving version that Elon Musk is testing right now, the alpha build, then that is the key. If they're able to do that, number one, I believe they're going to be first to do that. Uh, I mean, that's just my research. That's just what I believe is they have the data lead to accomplish that. So uh, if they do that, uh, man, I think they could be $3,000 to $4,000. You know, given that the stock doesn't split. So again, that all depends on the self-driving. Elon Musk has said that he is personally driving the alpha build of it, and he has said that it basically takes him to and from work. Like I think he said, like 99% of the time, it's like he doesn't have to correct it or anything. And so, if that happens, I do see that it could be $3,000 to $4,000 if self-driving is accomplished. If not, then I think probably it'll be probably in the $2,000 range. Is just my opinion. So again, a lot of these EV players are coming to market, and I think like, yeah, it's great and all that you're able to come to market, but you're about 4 or 5 years late. By the time everybody comes to market, everyone has an EV vehicle, but Tesla is already working on self-driving vehicles. The battery and the EV game was already won 2 years ago by Tesla. Now Tesla's on to bigger and better things, and it's self-driving, and building out their battery technology, and then people are just catching on in 2021, 2022, producing an electric vehicle, and I'm just saying like that game is already lost. So if anybody that is producing an electric vehicle that doesn't have a self-driving plan, I think who's going to want a vehicle, electric or not, that is not capable of self-driving when you could get a Tesla in the 30,000 price range, and if they release a Model 2 in the $20,000 price range, that could self-drive. I mean, I think it's just game over. But when that happens, let's look. Let me read through the chats. HCHC, Chris West. Let's see. Heard of HCAC might do a reverse merger with Proterra. Do you know something about this? Honestly, I haven't been following Proterra, so I don't know much about that. Sakura, do you think EV stocks are creating a bubble like the tech bubble? So I talked about this on one of my other videos. I don't think, like, yes, a lot of these EV stocks are overvalued, and they're going to be due for correction. But I think a lot of them will grow into their evaluation. Tesla, for instance, Tesla will grow into their evaluation. Is Tesla overpriced right now? I said before, yeah, they are overpriced. I don't think that is questionable for what they're producing right now. For the amount of cars they're producing right now, for the revenue that they're producing right now, I personally think, and of course, I'm a big Tesla bull. I believe in Tesla, but for the price that they are right now, they are overvalued, and that's just my opinion. But I'm not buying Tesla. I'm not investing in Tesla for what they're doing now. I'm investing in Tesla for what they're going to do in 2, 3, 4, 5 years when they have the Cybertruck on the road, when they have the semi truck on the road, when they have Giga Austin and Berlin up and running, when they have Model 2 up and running and that being produced. So that's what they're going to grow into. Companies like Blink, Blink is arguably overpriced right now. But again, I think they're going to grow into their valuation. There's so many tax incentives right now given from state and local governments. So they're going to get all these contracts. They've been getting contracts, week after week, month after month, to put all these EV stations. And of course, they're going to get the money. It's free money. If you're a business owner and you're going to get tax breaks for putting EV infrastructure, why would you not take the tax breaks now when they're available? So companies like ChargePoint, Electrify America, what else is out there? Blink, like all these companies, yeah, they might be overpriced now, but I think they're going to grow into their valuation. So to answer your question, I don't think it's a true bubble. Like a true bubble is probably the stock is going to crash and it'll take like years, maybe a decade, for the company to meet the valuation. But I think a lot of these companies are going to grow into their valuation. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see, William Martinez. How should I wear my Tesla shorts with hairy legs or shaved legs? I like to see the shaved legs. How about that? Thanks, man. Thanks for the super chat, Sakura. That's really nice of you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. All right, so I had somebody ask me about FUV, the Chris West, Hyliion. Yeah, let me get back to Hyliion in a second. I'm gonna highlight your question. I'm gonna talk about Hyliion just in a minute, but I want to talk about Arcimoto just one more second. So FUV, the Arcimoto, like I had a comment. Somebody asked me a question, basically like the FUV, like do people have to get educated about the FUV because it's kind of like a new segment, a new vehicle, and so like will the company have to spend a lot of money to educate people for them to like accept the vehicle? And so two points I want to say about that. So I don't know if you guys follow Arcimoto, but so basically they're like a three-wheel EV vehicle, and they have a two-seater, and then I think they have one-seater for like their delivery vans, last mile delivery, things like Uber delivery, things like that, package delivery within a city, courier delivery, things like that. And they're also targeting like fire departments, rapid responders, for these vehicles that could get in and out of tight spaces, and bring emergency care if they need to. So number one, I think they are doing a target of educating people because they're partnering with first responders. So when people see these vehicles, they're going to know these vehicles, and it's going to draw attention. Number one. Number two, they are partnering with like tour rental companies, and so like you could go to a city and basically rent these vehicles and drive around town. And so people are naturally going to be seeing these vehicles around town, and therefore they're going to be they're going to be naturally drawn to it. And so the other point I want to make is that so driving a vehicle is boring. Driving a regular car is boring, but driving one of these vehicles, you're more like with the outdoors. If the wind is blowing in your face, so you feel it's more fun to drive. It's speedy, it's zippy. So I think it's going to be a point where you might have a vehicle that you drive that is boring just to and from work, and by that time the vehicle is probably driving yourself. But Arcimoto vehicle is something more leisurely. So they're targeting a more leisurely activity, a more fun activity, but with these vehicles. So that's my opinion on Arcimoto. But so Hyliion. So Chris West asked, Hyliion price target after merger is complete in September. So Hyliion, what did Nikola do? Nikola shot up to like $90 after their merger, and so like it's not unreasonable to think that Hyliion would be at least half of that, maybe $50, maybe $60. So who knows what's going to happen? What happened when it merges? I mean, Hyliion already has vehicles on the road. They already have the technology. They already have partnerships. So that's one thing, is like the difference between Hyliion and Nikola. But I think Nikola was all hype when it came out, and just pretty much everyone bought into the hype and just boosted that thing up to like $90. So I think probably at least $60, I would say, for Hyliion when it does its merger. And I'm really excited about Hyliion. I've been purchasing Hyliion continuously when it was in the what $15-16 range, and then I think it was up to $20. What is it today? Let's see. So yeah, it's staying around $20, 19, $20. So this this stock is really stable, and so it shows you that the people are in the stock are long term investors. They're waiting for at least a merger. So even news that comes out about Hyliion, the stock usually stays pretty stable. It's been floating around the 19 $20 range for a long time now. It popped up to 21. Went down to $18. I believe that's when I was buying a lot more of Shell in the $18-19 range. Then it popped up to $20, and now it's correcting back to the $19-20 range. So like I said, that's good. I like to see that. That means there's a lot of people that are staying in it for the long term, and they're more long-term investors versus just day traders in Hyliion. And I think just people believe in the CEO more. When you look at Thomas Healy speak about his product, he's just more genuine, in my opinion. Like when I listen to him, I believe I could trust him. I know what he's doing, and again, they already have manufacturing capabilities, and they already are producing their powertrains. I think their plan is smart. They're gonna release their Hypertruck ERX, and they're gonna use compressed natural gas, and so compressed natural gas is cheaper. The infrastructure is already there. Warren Buffett pretty much has backed compressed natural gas. He bought what is it, Dominion. What is it, $10 billion in Dominion? So if Warren Buffett knows, I think he knows a thing or two about this sector. So I think he knows what he's doing. So they're going to piggyback off of that compressed natural gas infrastructure, and they're flexible. They've said that they will transition to different options, but they're going to wait until somebody else builds that infrastructure. So if hydrogen is infrastructure that is going to be built out, whoever builds it out, if Nikola wants to spend their billions of dollars building it out, I don't even think they have $1 billion actually. But if Nikola wants to spend all their money to build out the hydrogen infrastructure, or somebody else wants to build the hydrogen infrastructure, then Hyliion will be able to take advantage of that when the time comes. So business model of Hyliion, definitely like it a lot better. Let's see. So hope that answers your question, Chris West, about Hyliion and their price target. Kempton Charles, what do you think about NIO? I gotta admit, I never really looked into NIO, and I've been meaning to, but there's just so many stocks to look into and so many stocks to track. My opinion about NIO is, all right. So if Tesla was already built out, if this was like 5 years later and Tesla has already met what if like Giga Berlin was already done, Giga Shanghai is completely built out, Model Y is completely ramped, Model 2 is already announced and building, Cybertruck is already out. So pretty much everything that Tesla wants to do in the next 3 to 5 years is already accomplished, and they've already grown into their evaluation. And so that's the only time I would look at NIO, because why would I want to invest in either the number 2 or number 3 or number 4 or whatever player that people think NIO is? Why would I want to invest in number 2 when I could invest in number 1? Especially when Tesla has so much growth left. They're a proven company. They're arguably the number 1 player in their space. They have the best batteries, the best tech. They have the best software, and they're expected to grow at 50%, 50% CAGR, compound growth year over year. And let's say they don't meet that. Okay, fine. Let's say they don't meet what Elon Musk is expecting. I think he has said that they're expected to grow at least 50% compound annual growth rate. Let's say they don't meet that. They grow at 35 or maybe 40%. That's still massive. That is still massive growth. So there's so much growth and so much future in Tesla. So why would I want to invest in number two, Neo, when it's I mean, if they're number two or number three, why would I want to invest in Neo if it's just so uncertain? They could grow at maybe 60% growth rate, but that's uncertain. I know Tesla will at least grow 40% minimum. So I just feel safer putting my money into Tesla that I'm almost guaranteed at least a 40% growth rate, if not 50%. So that's my opinion, and that's why I wouldn't invest. I mean, maybe a small percentage just to see what happens in a number two or number three player. But that's my thoughts about like things like Neo and other EV companies. Let's see, MD student, how big would you say Arcimoto's marketing audience is versus Workhorse? Uh, well, so I think they're targeting two completely different sectors. Arcimoto is basically targeting the you know either the last mile delivery. So they're targeting last mile delivery with their deliverator. They're targeting rapid responders. Governments, fire departments with the rapid responder and the deliverator for the last mile delivery, and then the FUV is targeted to the consumer. So those are basically the three target markets that they're hitting. Workhorse, on the other hand, they're doing completely different. They're targeting like big last mile deliveries like UPS, FedEx, DHL, United States Postal Service. So it's a completely different market. So I don't think they're fighting for the same market share. Let's see. Mike Sam, Tesla will hit 2,000 by end of the year. Yeah, by the end of the year, yeah, I definitely think they'll hit 2,000. I mean, I still believe that they could hit 2,000. Or I have a video out there. My price was 2,400 in the month of August, and so August just started, and I mean, I still believe that. I still believe in the month of August, and so it all depends on what's going to happen with this S&P. So there's no news on the S&P. So the committee meets like once every quarter. So no news on when S&P is going to meet. But as soon as that headline hits, the headline is going to hit that the S&P is going to include Tesla. That is because, I mean, essentially, Tesla has not moved in the past week or 2 weeks. It's been staying at between 14 and 1,500. So Tesla hasn't moved at all, and so that shows you that how stable it is. And I'm actually surprised that Tesla didn't move. I expected it to go probably to like $1,200 or $1,000 after their earnings report, because 1,200 to 1,000 is where I thought they were going, because a lot of the price was already priced in. So I expected a lot more people to take profits and have Tesla go down, but I was surprised it didn't. So I think because like essentially there's no new news about Tesla, and that's why there's no price movement on Tesla. But the next news that's coming up is going to be S&P. I think hopefully by sometime this month, and that's going to be the catalyst that's going to shoot Tesla, in my opinion, into the $2,000 range. And then of course in September you're going to have Battery Day. They're going to talk about the much awaited information about what they're doing with Maxwell technology, probably a dry electrode battery, million-mile battery, all that stuff. Battery Day is going to happen in September, and so that's another catalyst. Towards the end of the year, there's going to be more catalyst of Plaid powertrain for the Model S, so probably like a revamp of the Model S. So that's gonna be a major catalyst to shoot the stock up. So it's just like all this news has to come out before Tesla makes any moves. Oh man, thanks for the super chat. Proud for Pound Beast. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah. William Martinez. What about FVAC and MP Materials merger? Yeah, so I have a video out about was FVAC, FVAC, and MP materials. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. So definitely, I think that's going to be massive. And I've been buying FVAC. What is it at? It's been down. It's been trending down, and I've been taking advantage of this. So I actually bought more FVAC today. I think I bought it at 170 or 160 something today, and today it's sorry 1160. Today after hours is 1157. So if it's at 1140, 1150, I'm gonna buy more of FVAC. So definitely hope it stays down there. I think we have until the end of this year, or sometime in third quarter or fourth quarter, that they're going to merge. I forgot it was third quarter or fourth quarter. But yeah, FVAC, definitely bullish on that. It's an EV play. You heard Elon Musk talking about mining, but specifically mining for nickel. There's no reason why FVAC or MP Materials would not be able to mine for nickel. I'm not sure how much nickel is in their Mountain Pass facility. They mainly mine for rare earth metals. Those are the metals that's needed to make basically all the magnets needed for the EV motors in these electric vehicles. So definitely very bullish on that. Chamath is the pipe investor in that. I think he's putting $200 million to fund the pipe for FVAC MP Materials. So definitely, I'm interested in picking up more shares of MP Materials. I think a lot of people are just, since it's not a shiny EV, like pure play EV stock, it's not getting any news. But I think with this whole, like I said in my video, this whole trade situation with China, so currently, I don't know how many of you guys watched my video. So MP Materials, what they currently do now is they mine for the raw material out of their Mountain Pass facility. Then they have to ship that stuff to China, because nowhere in North America, nowhere in the Western Hemisphere, is there any capability to refine the material. So it gets shipped basically to China, and when we ship it, when MP Materials ships it to China, they have to pay a tariff to China, to the Chinese government, to import that stuff into China. Then in China, they refine the material, and then they produce magnets out of that material. And then when companies like Tesla or whatever electric vehicle company, or like even it's in the motors of like robotics for wind turbines, there's the electric motors in there need these magnets. And so when the companies purchase those magnets back from the raw materials that was mined out of the mine in California, when they purchase it back, we have to pay a tariff on it. So it's like we need to be making this stuff on our own shores, and with the whole tariff situation and the back and forth between the two governments, we need to be bringing this stuff, and how important it is that we have this stuff mined and produced on our own soil. So that's what FVAC MP Materials is doing, and so I think that's definitely going to be a big in the next 2 to 3 years if this whole situation with China does not get any better. So that's my thoughts about MP Materials. Hope that answers your question, William Martinez. Thanks for that. So I don't know how to pronounce your name. Amlin Lalani. Good time to buy SPAQ SPAQ. Yeah, so SPAQ SPAQ. I have a small position in SPAQ. What is it at today? I mean, it's down to like $11, isn't it? SPAQ. I think it is $12. Yeah, it's down to $12. I could see this thing going down to $11 range. Honestly, like it's just not getting any love. So they had, quote unquote, bad news. They weren't able to close a deal with Volkswagen. And so that's what caused the stock to drop from it was like trading around the 13 range, and now it's down to $11, 11 $12. I could honestly see this thing because there's not going to be any new news about SPAC until September, or at least until September. That's when their negotiations with Volkswagen is supposed to continue in November. So that's a long time. A lot of people are going to be impatient and just get out of SPAC. The people that are in it now, a month is a long time to wait for any news. So unless Fisker has any news come out, like if they're able to secure a partner between now and September, I see the stock in the $11 range, possibly back down to the maybe high tens. So that's my thoughts about SPAC. Again, I think the news was a little bit overblown. These things happen. They weren't able to close the deal on their platform with VW, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could be just a price situation. It could be a volume situation. We don't actually know what the situation is, but there's other manufacturers that I'm sure they're talking to that if they're not able to get it from Volkswagen, they'll probably have to get it from another company. But tell you what, if they don't get a deal in September, it's going to look very bad for them because they're trying to meet a deadline. What is it? 2022 for their Fisker Ocean, and so they got to get something in place and complete this merger. So the merger was also pushed back to I think February, at least February of next year, and that's completely normal. The Apollo and Spartan Energy, they just needed an extension because they just announced that they were going to merge with SPAC a couple of weeks ago, and so they're already at the end of their two-year time frame. So it's completely normal that they just needed to extend to next year, I think February, in order to close this deal. So I'm not concerned about that at all. That's pretty normal for SPAC to do that. But the deal with Volkswagen, I would have liked to see that deal get complete as soon as possible, but now we have to wait till September to see if that deal is going to come through. So my thoughts on SPAC is that it could fall into the $11 range because it's just not getting any love, and a lot of competition is coming out. Workhorse and Lordstown is getting front page news. So no love for SPAC, no love for Spartan Energy, Fisker. So again, could fall down to the $10, $11 range on that one. Michael Alexander, I already talked about LCA. So if you want to listen to the playback of this live stream, I talked about LCA, my thoughts on LCA. So just listen to the playback. Do you see Workhorse status, Workhorse SP over 20 in the next year? Oh, stock price over 20 in next year. Next year, yeah, definitely. They're supposed to get. So that's KL. Thanks for the question. So they're supposed to announce that USPS contract in September, at the end of September. So I don't know if you watched my video on Workhorse. So basically, they're probably going to announce USPS, United States Postal Service, probably going to make that announcement towards the end of September, and that's because the fiscal year for the United States Postal Service ends at the end of September. So October 1st begins their fiscal year 2021. And so they're going to want to close this deal, this year. And so that contract doesn't expire. And I mean, if it expires, they probably have to do an extension or file more paperwork or something. So my opinion is that they're going to try to close and make that announcement in sometime in September, end of September. So as soon as that announcement comes out, personally, obviously, I believe that Workhorse is going to get at least a big portion of that contract, if not the whole contract. And so if you watch my video on Workhorse, I just think that, everything is falling into place with Workhorse. Mike Pence was at Lordstown, and Lordstown's relationship with Workhorse. The CEO of Lordstown was the former, I believe, the former CEO of Workhorse, and so there's that relationship there. And Mike Pence visiting the Lordstown site, and at the debut of their truck, their Endurance. So there's government backing there, and obviously Donald Trump has tweeted about Workhorse and GM selling their factory to Workhorse, which is Lordstown in Ohio. And so, like I said, Trump needs those votes in Ohio. No Republican has ever won the White House without winning Ohio. And the way that Trump won Ohio in 2016 is basically he promised blue collar jobs in Ohio, and so he needs to fulfill his promise. So it's questionable whether he has fulfilled that. GM did lay off a lot of people, and they did sell that factory, but they also I think spent was it $700 million GM did in throughout their facilities in Ohio. So he needs to bring jobs, and so USPS, that contract is going to bring thousands of jobs to Ohio, and if he is able to do that, then that's I think that's his strategy to secure Ohio. So to answer your question, over $20 next year, yeah, definitely over $20 by October if they get this contract. So yeah, I mean, Workhorse is what, $19 right now, right? No, it's $17 right now. So it went up to $20 just yesterday, right? Then there's the pullback down to $19. So yeah. Let's see. Do you see the Endurance making a big splash in the consumer market, or more so for fleets? Yeah, so they're targeting fleets. That's what they're targeting. Their whole marketing is targeting the fleets. I mean, I think you go order 100, 25 to 100 of these work trucks, and so they're definitely targeting the work trucks, construction trucks. That's the market that they're targeting, and I think it's pretty wise because nobody else is doing that, right? It's questionable if Tesla is actually a quote unquote work truck. Rivian is doing a more lifestyle type truck. The Badger truck is basically more of a lifestyle truck. So the only true work truck is the first to market is going to be the Endurance. The F-150 is supposed to come out, but I think the Endurance is going to beat it. The Endurance is going to come out. What is it? About I think the CEO said July, August 2021 is when they're going to come out, and so that timeline is, if they do that timeline, there will be first to market for sure. Maybe the Tesla Cybertruck could be out by then. Tesla can build factories really fast, and we saw that in China. The Berlin Gigafactory, how fast that's coming up, and Gigafactory Texas, they're already clearing the land, and so they could build factories in 9 to 10 months. They've proven that in pretty much every single factory that they build, they build it faster and faster. So in 9 to 10 months, they could have Gigafactory Texas complete and have Cybertrucks roll out in pretty much 11, 12 months. So that will be on par with what Endurance is doing. So I think it's neck and neck if Tesla and Endurance, who's going to be first to market. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I think the Endurance is definitely a different market, and so they're targeting more fleet trucks and so work trucks. Let me see. Let me reach. How are we on time? I need a. Yeah, we're almost at an hour, so I'll answer a few more questions. Thanks everybody for joining me. I think there's 52 views right now, so appreciate all you guys that joined me this evening. This is cool. I like to just answer your questions and just talk about stuff. It's really cool hanging out with you guys. So I'll probably do like a couple more questions. Let's see. endurance launch to the endurance launch date. Thank you. Robert Smith. Let's see. I have Tesla, Workhorse, Hyliion, and now Lordstown. I think I have every legit EV stock. I'm looking into a company called Green Energy. They make EV buses. What do you think? I haven't actually heard of Green Energy. I need to look into that. Yeah. So yeah, EV. Oh yeah. So I think there was another company making EV buses. I forgot what it was. Pa- Palantir or I forget. But yeah, I have to look into green energy. I haven't looked into that one. So thanks for the suggestion. Do you see endurance making a big? Okay, I already read that. All right. Tesla YF. Tesla 1540 call for this Friday. Sell or hold. 1540 for this Friday. What is Tesla at? I think Tesla's at like 1400, 14 something, isn't it? 1487 at the close of today. 1492 after hours. And what is your call? 1540 for this Friday? Man, I don't. I mean, just my opinion, not financial advice for sure. Like, there's no news that's going to come out that I know of by this Friday, unless there's some announcement all of a sudden about S&P. But there's no news that I don't think there's any news. So I mean, Tesla's been trading at this under 1500 for well, it went up to like 15 or 15 something earlier. Was it today? Yeah, then it pretty much has been trading down in the 14s for the longest time now. So up to 1540. Yeah, by Friday. I don't see it hitting 1540 by Friday. Again, like there's just no news coming out on Tesla, nothing to move the stock. So yeah, that's my answer. I don't see it hitting 1540 by Friday. Let's see. Leafy Melby, do you know if Workhorse sold the rights of the electric helicopter, or is it something that is still quiet? I have never heard of the electric helicopter. I need to look into that. The only thing I mean, unless you're talking about their drone technology, so I didn't know that they're working on a complete helicopter. All right, guys. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Appreciate all you guys. Yeah, if you could find a link about this electric helicopter, I'd like to look into it. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys joining me. There's 59 people in this chat right now. I got to figure out. So this is like only the second time I did a live chat. I got to figure out how I could share my screen with you. I think I need to use a different software so I could like share some stuff on screen with you. I'm gonna look into that and see how I could do some better live chats. Workhorse Surefly. All right, yeah, I'll look into that. Thanks. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys joining me for this chat. We're at basically a little over an hour. Thank you guys very much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet already. Give me some subscriptions. Catch you in the next one. Have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.